All right. What is up, everybody? How's everybody doing today? Welcome, welcome. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Okay, thank you. Just had my production team come in and remind me to update the date. So thank you very much. Let's make sure that we get that correct. We want to make sure that we are as accurate as possible on this show. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of Saturday Speed Modeling. Super excited to be here again with everybody on this beautiful Saturday, April 10th. And let's see here. I'm just seeing a note here from Tim Z. Says, our CAD administrator nuked all of my SolidWorks customizations. Guys, this is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to have a leg up against the current world champion of Model Mania, Tim Z. So make sure you take advantage of that opportunity today. And kind of on that note, I'm going to jump right into the presentation so that everybody has a chance to take advantage of that potential opportunity, once-in-a-lifetime opportunity where Tim Z doesn't have his magical SolidWorks shortcuts and customizations ready to go. Let's jump into it today with Saturday Speed Modeling. We're going to, as always, go through our weekly challenges where you can earn points, and these points can actually get you onto a leaderboard. Let me just change this over here to my my normal overlay. I got my overlays a little screwed up here. I'll fix these up once we go to full screen. But what we're going to be doing here is we're going to be talking all about the wonderful world of April clean sweeps, which means that during the month of April, you can actually win all 3 of the challenges. And so what that means is that as you're going through and you're trying to turn these 2D prints into 3D models, you can actually win all of the points. You can win all 3 of them this month. So as always, these are going to be our materials. If you're here for the first time, be sure to let us know in the chat. There's a lot of people in the chat who I'm sure will give you a warm, friendly welcome. But if you are here for the first time, I just want to welcome you, and you should be aware that we always use one of these 3 materials, and we always use one of these 2 unit systems. So maybe you want to take a screenshot of this screen so that you know what the default materials are when we're doing these challenges. Other than that, what you're going to need is a YouTube chat login, which I can see a lot of people have. I see all the wonderful chat going on right now. And also, you're going to need a 3D CAD system that can input density and output mass. As long as you have these things, you will be good to go. You will be ready to rock. You'll be ready to compete in this challenge. So on that note, let's get into just a couple of quick rules. This is meant to be fun and good-spirited. And along the way, I will and have make some mistakes. So if you're good with that, then you are definitely in the right place. If you are more of a stickler for the rules, then maybe you just want to sit this one out and just kind of hang out and watch. On that note, there's going to be 3 challenges today. The points are live, and you can win all 3. And what that means is you can actually get points on a leaderboard, which is posted on TooTallToby.com on the Model Monday Live tab. And once you get 4 points on that leaderboard, you're in. You're in the tournament. That tournament is going to take place on Saturday, May 1st at 1500 GMT. And these points are going to be kind of tallied up. They've been tallied up over the past few months. This is what the board looks like currently. So you can see there's 2 people, 2 former Ivan's a former champion of this tournament. Tom Smith is a former Model Mania world champion, multi-time winner actually. And these guys both have locked up their seats in the tournament on May 1st. So if you want to come back and tune in on May 1st, you can check it out. But if you want to compete, if you want to earn some points, well, this is your chance to earn those points over the next, this week and next week. That's probably going to be it, actually. So there's basically 6 points up for grabs. But you could absolutely go from 0 to max to locking your spot in the tournament. You have the opportunity if you're fast enough. And a lot of these people in the chat are pretty fast. So you're going to need some help here. Parjitter W saying, my name is still spelled incorrectly. Yeah, I see I'm missing an E there. Sorry about that, Parj. I should have just left it as Parj and cut my losses. Appreciate that feedback, though. What's up, Mike Sabocek? Thanks a lot for tuning in. Great to see you here in the chat. All right, guys. Well, this overlay is really bothering me, and so I want to get to the full screen as quick as possible so I can fix up that overlay. So if you guys could please take a look at these materials, and if you need to screen capture that one more time, I'll give you one more chance. These are the default material densities in SolidWorks, although in SolidWorks in your favorites, you've got ABS, PC, and we're using ABS, so just be aware. If you're using a different CAD system, then just make sure that you program these custom materials, custom densities. And on that note, let me just jump to a full screen here so that you guys can see this thing in full screen. Here we go. This first one is called 21-04-04. Now, in a moment, I'm going to show the 2D print, and as soon as I do that, it is going to be up to all of you to come up with the correct mass of this part. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. And there is your 2D print. You want to maybe take a screen capture of this, put it onto a second monitor, because we got some special guests today, and I'm excited to introduce them. And when I do, you're going to lose this screen. So maybe just take a moment, grab a screen capture of this print so that you can go through and figure out what the mass of this print is in xxx.x grams. And then I'm going to ask you to put that into the chat. And the first person who shows up in my chat window with the correct answer will be declared the winner and will receive a point. But look, anybody who gets it right is really a winner. And really anybody who does it, I would think, would be considered a winner. So, you know, it's all good here. All right, I'm going to leave that up on the screen just for a moment. While I'm doing that, I'm going to just kind of, like I said, fix this little minor issue that I'm running into here. So let me just take care of that real quick here. And let's see how quickly I can do this. I think probably pretty quickly. Let's see. Let's see if I did it right. I don't even know if I did it right. Ooh, almost. So close. Well, you know what? I'll take it. Let me hide this other one, see if that fixes it too. All right. Yeah, that works. I'll take it. And I just got to move the chat up. All right. Cool. We did it. See, we can do things here. Awesome. All right. Move that over a little. I think that looks good. All right, guys. Now you guys get to see this this masterpiece that I was just working on. I'm going to flip back to my PowerPoint in screen here. See if this looks good. There we go. We got everybody there. Sorry, guys. I just flipped you onto webcam. I can't figure out which one it is. So excited about finding this masterpiece. I couldn't even figure out which one it is. All right, here we go, guys. I'm excited. You guys just saw a quick preview of our guests. Maybe you saw it on the special guests thumbnail that we put out on YouTube this week. Hopefully you guys like that. I saw a lot of comments saying they really liked the thumbnail, so hope you guys enjoyed this thumbnail. This three-headed beast that is known as SLUGME6. So on that note, I'm going to introduce Eric Beatty, Cam Smith, and Todd Blackshear. I'm going to flip over to the webcams for our special guests. What's up, guys? How you doing? Thank you so much for joining me today on Speed Modeling Saturday. I can't even remember what it's called. Saturday Speed Modeling. How's everything going?
Oh, super duper, man. Super duper.
Well, guys, let me just for everybody out there who maybe is not familiar with you, this is Eric Beatty, Cam Smith, Todd Blackshirt. These guys are the organizers of SLUGME6. You guys can see I'm rocking my SLUGME5 t-shirt here. These guys are all rocking SLUGME t-shirts as well. So it's so great to have you guys on here. And maybe we could I'll start out just by saying that what SLUGME is the SolidWorks largest users group meeting ever. And you guys have had 5 of them now. You're about to have the 6th, and I'm really excited to talk about that. But maybe before we talk about that, we could just kind of go around the table, and I'll start with you, Eric, and I'm going to ask all you guys the same question, but maybe just a quick, like a 3-minute kind of who are you, when did you get started in SolidWorks, what do you do mainly for work these days, and then we can talk a little bit more later about what SLUGME is. So, Eric, who are you? When did you start using SolidWorks, and what are you doing for work these days?
Alrighty, well, again, as I said, my name's Eric Beatty, and I started using SolidWorks way back in March of 1996 is when I first got my hands on it.
Whoa, so, that was like way back at the beginning.
Exactly.
Okay.
Exactly. And so I've been using SolidWorks pretty much since before dirt was young. And currently, I'm a senior mechanical designer for OMAX Corporation, a manufacturer of water jet machines. You might have seen our most accurate machine featured recently in the SolidWorks 2020 rollout. And I'm also a user group leader. And this will be my 3rd SLUGME event that I've been involved in the organization of.
All right. Awesome. I think that was a perfect intro. So started using SolidWorks in 1996. I know you're also part of the SolidWorks Champions program. You do so much for the users groups. We always see you everywhere. So thank you, Eric, for everything that you do. And now you're working for a company that makes water jet cutters, right? OMAX. Yep. And a lot of you guys may have seen OMAX featured on some of the SolidWorks literature. You guys were heavily featured at the World Conference and in the SolidWorks literature. Even the VR examples that I do, because I do a lot of stuff with VR, the VR examples I always use that OMAX water jet as part of the VR because you can like make it explode and you can walk around the back. That's what people always want to do. They always walk around the back and they look at all the interfacing that's going on in the back on the power supply, and they just think it's so cool that it's so detailed. So
fantastic.
Awesome. So I'm going to move on to Cam now. So Cam, who are you? When did you start using SolidWorks, and what do you do nowadays for work?
Quickly, I think I need to add a little bit to what Eric said. He kind of glossed over something. He is a user group leader. He's not just a user group leader.
It's true.
He's the very first user group leader. He invented the user group.
Wow. The godfather of user groups.
Yeah. So he likes to leave that out, but it needs to be said. Yeah. So yeah, my name's Cam Smith. I'm a Navy vet. So I did 10 years in the Navy as an electronics technician, sort of. And then when I got out, I started working on the civilian side of the Navy, so the R&D type stuff. And when I was working there, I started to transition over to engineering, and CAD was something that I gravitated towards because I just had kind of an aptitude for it. So I was able to kind of weigh a couple different CAD softwares, and SolidWorks won, hands down.
And when was that?
This was in, I believe, 2011, 2012 timeframe.
Okay. Awesome.
So, yeah. So, and in no small way, I mean, it was a lot because of YouTube and because of the forum. Those two things helped me learn when there was budget for me to have the software, but no budget for me to go to training. I had to find a way to learn it quickly. The SolidWorks won easily because of those two resources. So ever since then, I've been using it. I don't work with the Navy side anymore. I've since moved on to work with the Army, and that's what I do now. So I'm a engineering lead for a prototype shop for the Army on the Aberdeen Proving Grounds in Maryland.
And so are you doing a lot of like assemblies? Or are you doing electrical stuff still?
It's mostly mechanical, a lot of sheet metal, still a little bit of electromechanical, definitely assemblies. All needs to be rugged, you know, for Army vehicles and stuff like that. And yeah, so when I got to Aberdeen, I was talking to some of the other users where I work, and they were all interested in going to a user group meeting, but it was either an hour north or an hour south. And somebody was just like, well, we should start a a group, and everybody was looking at me, so I started a group.
It's awesome.
And yeah, so since then the group has taken off, and I've since also been added to the SLUGME committee. So
All right,
to help shape SLUGME for the whole community.
so you are a users group leader as well.
Yes.
All right. Awesome. So I think I'm going to now move on to Todd. And Todd, I'll ask you the same question. When did you get started in SolidWorks, and what are you doing nowadays for work?
So I think.
And who are you? Todd, who are you? That's the other question.
Who am I?
Oh, it's so philosophical.
I'm Todd Blacksher. I think I started using SolidWorks probably around 2002, maybe late 2001. I remember it was on 2001 Plus was the release that I cut my teeth on. And that was coming out of using Pro for a few years and, a couple others. And, the company was, I had left the company that had Pro and gone somewhere, and they were looking to get 3D. And I said, oh, you should get Pro. And then the SolidWorks guys came out and did a demo, and it's like, well, I'll give it a shot. And then I just dove in head first and got super involved. There was the Heartland SolidWorks user group at the time. Got involved in that. That one kind of disbanded, and they asked me to restart a new user group. And so that's when I started the SolidWorks user group of Nebraska. And that was 2006.
Wow. Why did the Heartland user group? Why does a user group disband?
The leader of that group kind of took some liberties with the group, and there was some clashing with corporate, and
Okay.
it was just some like bad deal stuff, and I didn't think it was right. They were very against the VARs and didn't want the VARs having any involvement. And a couple of years later, I went to go work for the VAR. And so I had to step down as the user group leader. And it was like, I always went to the groups. I just sat in the back. You don't pitch them. You don't anything, but you're there for help, and you're there to learn too. So yeah, I worked with the VAR for a while, and then I went back to the real world. And as soon as I could, I took the reins of the user group again. And I went on the SWUG committee. So I was on the SWUG committee for a number of years, probably 6, 7, something like that. It was a long time. I had just stepped down last year. I handed off the group, and I handed off the SWUG duties. And so I jumped back into the SLUGME thing because I had peripheral, I don't know. I kind of helped out a little bit for 4 and 5, but not as heavy of involvement as I had in the earlier years.
Okay. I mean, it sounds like you've had experience all over the place, right? So you've worked in industry, you've worked for the VAR, you've been user group leader, and now you're part of this SLUGME6 committee. You really have all these different angles that you can bring experience from. I'd say these other guys should feel you're probably the best asset on the team. Really, I think I would just go that far. Just say you're the MVP.
No, we're a collective mind. All three of us share a brain.
I got on a roll there, so I just figured I would go, shoot the moon. Well, listen, guys.
Toby,
Go ahead,
real
Eric.
quick. I'm gonna take a page from Cam's playbook and point out that Todd also glossed over something very important, and that he is the SLUGME visionary. SLUGME is entirely from the mind of Todd Blacksher, and the SolidWorks world especially is a better place for that.
Wow. All right. Well, the SLUGME visionary, the godfather of users groups. This is a jam-packed episode, huh? All right. Well, you guys, I'm excited to talk to you more now about what SLUGME is. And I think I've seen a couple of people in the chat saying, what is SLUGME? And I'm excited to talk to you about that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to flip over to an overlay here where we can see you guys still, and we can also see the PowerPoint, because we typically here on Saturday Speed Modeling, we'll take a couple of minutes and just kind of go through and give some shout outs to people who have been in the chat. And then, of course, this first answer, I knew this model was a little bit on the easy side, so I figured we'd be getting some answers pretty quickly. But as we're going through and looking at the chat here, if we see anybody or if I mention anybody who you know, feel free to jump in and give them a shout out as well. I know you know a lot of the people who are out there, but right off the bat, Rodrigo, he was in here before this thing even started saying he loves this thumbnail. So what's up, Rodrigo? Thanks a lot for tuning in. And Moldolci is here. JMG is here. What's up, guys? Ed is here. Table 36. Of course, Cam Smith, not only in our special guest panel, but also in the chat and possibly competing, right? Maybe we'll see if he's got an answer here in the answers down below. And Ivan is here, former champion of the tournament, and already has a seat locked up for this next tournament. So, guys, you're competing against some of the fastest in the world. And Todd is here, of course, our guest today. What's up, Luke? Thanks for tuning in. Mike Puckett, what's up, man? Great to see you in here. Mike is the certification guru at SolidWorks, and he's been on the show before, and it's great to see him in here on Saturday as well. So what's up, Mike? Thanks so much for tuning in. And Eric is here, of course. And Leonard Tyndall, he was another former guest on the show. Tyndall's Tips from the Train, great YouTube series if you want to pick up some good tips and tricks. And Rodrigo, once again, what's up, what's up? New Forms Design, what's up? Thanks for tuning in. And Ano is here. I've seen Ano in here the past couple of weeks. What's up, Ano? Thanks for tuning in again. Unless it's a different Ano, in which case, welcome. And we see here that Luke is here. Jayo is here. What's up, Jayo? How you doing? Thanks for tuning in. 3167, old friend of the show. Welcome back. And Raj is here, and Tim Z is here. We talked about him earlier. Let's see if anybody was able to beat him by not having these shortcuts that he's used to. Dan Wagner, superstar from the SolidWorks users group committee leader, the person who's going to help all of the user group leaders get anything that they need. Have you guys worked with Dan at all yet in his new role?
Very, very much so. Very much so.
How's he doing?
Dan is doing fantastic, IMO.
All right.
Looking forward to finally meeting him in person.
Oh, Dan is great.
Yeah, we've just had, all of us have just had, lots of, Zoom go-to-meeting, Skype interactions with him, but we haven't had the good pleasure of, personally shaking his hand.
Well, hopefully it'll happen before Atlanta, but if not, it'll happen in Atlanta next year at the World Conference. So
yeah, since he started as a user group leader and also as a committee member, I've had multiple meetings on both fronts with Dan. And since he stepped in, I mean, he filled a position that was urgently needed, and he did it admirably. And he's 5 stars all the way.
I completely agree. I can say every interaction I've ever had with Dan has been amazing.
Well, and didn't you have VAR stories with him?
Oh yeah, Dan and we've been on the road together for sure.
So don't those stories have to be broadcast like
they generally stay on the road
after 9 p.m.
Yeah, that's for TooTallToby. That's for TooTallToby after hours. That's when those stories come out.
Like all reseller stories.
Yeah, exactly. So Milton is here as well. What's up, Milton? Thanks for tuning in. And David is here once again. He's been here the past few, probably the past few months. So thanks, David, becoming an old friend of the show. And Parjetter W is here. What is up? What is up? And Garlic Trader. Oh, I like that screen name. What's up, Garlic? Thanks for tuning in. And we got, let's see, we want to make sure we don't miss anybody. Raj is here. Ed is here. Patty Spencer is here. What's up, Patty? And let's keep going here. Mike Sabocek, how you doing? Great to see you. And let's see if we got anybody else. Matt L. I saw Matt L. tuning in and saying hello. Welcome, welcome. And let's see. Okay, I think we're here now at the answers. So we made it to the answers. Dan says, who made the thumbnail? It was epic. That's another secret that I don't think I can share on the air. I won't say who did it. So Parjetter W comes in with 200.57. We're looking for the answer to this question here in xxx.x grams. So I guess we could call that 200.6, right? 200. What was it? 200.57. So we'll call it 200.6. Our Parjetter revising his answer here to 200.7. Rodrigo coming in right behind him, 209.5. Parjetter revising again. Oh, no, just keeping it the same, 200.7. Rodrigo coming in 208.1. Jayo coming in 201. Tim Z coming in at 202.6. Isn't it crazy, guys, that all these different answers come in on what seemingly is a pretty straightforward model, but this is always what we see, and Cam, I mean, maybe you could give some insight to this. Like, what is it? Why is it that we get so many different answers right in the very beginning?
Well, I think it's because everyone is really interested in being the first answer, just in case it's right. Right.
Yes.
You want to just go through it with your blinders on and model as fast as you possibly can. Try to be right, but you got to be first, because if you are right, that's the only way to win.
That's a great point.
But then next, I mean, as soon as you put your answer in, then go back and review. And if it's wrong, you get a chance to go again.
Well, I'm gonna be turning to Cam a lot for his insights, because in case you guys don't know, our guest here, beyond being a member of the SLUGME committee, is also the current reigning world champion of the TooTallToby tournament series. So Cam Smith, congratulations on winning the December 14th tournament. And I'm going to be asking you a lot for your insights here on what maybe is going on. So we've had many different answers here in this first batch of answers. Let's see what other kind of answers we get. 3167. Nice job, 3167, coming in with 248.8. Let's see here. Ed coming in with 204.05. Moji saying, crap, did I miss this question? You did miss the first one, perhaps, but don't worry about it. We are going to have 2 more today, so you can still win at least 2 more points. Let's see here. Once again, need to slow down, Parjetter says. Let's see here. Eric is very good. Luke says, I agree. Eric, you are very good. All righty, and let's see. Hello, having none of my shortcuts forced me to slow down. Yep, that's why he wasn't able to get his answer in first, unfortunately, this time. Let's see, what else we got here? 223.36 from 3167. Eric, who is Todd? Does anyone really know the awesome enigma that is Todd Blackshear? I don't know if we ever will. David coming in with 202.6. Nicely done, David. And Ano coming in here with 202.44 or 202.4. Raj coming in with the same answer, 202.4. Nicely done, nicely done. There is, I think, one little trick on this model that might be throwing people off a little bit. Garlic Trader, nicely done, 195.2. 3167, 225.3. Patty Spencer coming in with 202.6. I feel like I'm seeing this answer a lot, 202.6. Here it is again, Garlic Trader. 202.6 revising to 202.6. Let's see here. And question came in here, what is a VAR? I think that was what the question was. Shout out to Luke for answering that. That's right. It's a value-added reseller. It's a place where you can go to get training or tech support, just kind of assistance with anything SolidWorks related. Ivan said he's had the same experiences with Dan Wagner, so another shout-out to Dan Wagner. Great job, Dan Wagner. 202.6 from Table 36. 203.9 from my good friend Leonard. Let's see here. Let's see. Okay, and 202.6 from 3167. All right, awesome. And you guys, of course, are getting huge shout-outs from not only from the chat, but also from each other, which I think is wonderful. And Falconelli coming in here at 202.14. So let's find out what the correct answer is, and we'll figure out who gets the point that is up for grabs right now to get you onto the tournament leaderboard. The correct answer is, any guesses? Let's see. 202.6. So 202.6 was the correct answer, which means, kind of getting back to your point here, Cam. So Parjetto 201, 200, 209, 200, 208, 201. Tim Z, current Model Mania world champion, coming in and just smashing it there with 202.6. Nice. So nicely done. Yeah, great job, Tim Z. And you guys, if you guys want to go to the website, which is called TooTallToby, and you want to check out the Model Monday Live page, what you will see is that we are trying to maintain the fastest updating leaderboard in the world of educational esports with the subcategory of Saturday morning CAD modeling challenges. And I think that we are kind of maintaining that title. You know, I don't think anybody's going to take that one away from us. So, for example, if you were to go to TooTallToby.com right now and you were to go to Model Monday Live, you would see that Tim no longer has 2 points. Oh, no. Tim now has 3 points because that leaderboard has been updated already. So GG to Tim. Very nicely done. Tim, if you want, you could win 1 more point today. That would lock your spot in the tournament on Saturday, May 1st. Now,
yeah, if you want.
If you want, yeah, if you want, just go ahead and win another point. It's up to you. Now, I will say, for those of you who have already either locked up your spots, that would be Ivan and Tom, and maybe some of you up here who are in the 2 and 3 point range. If you could, please, and I'll make a little bit more of an official announcement about this next week. But if you could, please go to the contact page here on TooTallToby and just send me a message with your email, and that way I can start getting in touch with you and making sure that all the logistics are in line for that tournament, because it's coming up. It's coming up pretty darn soon. You know, in fact, I often like to give a shout-out to KentuckyDerby.com because Kentucky Derby was nice enough to set up a live clock counting down to the TooTallToby tournament. I thought that was really nice of them to do that for me, just out of the kindness of their heart. So it's in just 21 days, if you can believe it. Just 21 days until the TooTallToby tournament. So shout out to Kentucky Derby for setting up that live clock for us. We'll give them another shout out a little bit later in the presentation. But if you're ever wondering how long it is until the tournament, just check out KentuckyDerby.com. All right, that takes care of that little order of business. Let's move on here and talk a little bit more about the Model Monday Live Season 3 challenges that we're doing here. Of course, throughout the month of March, I did on Monday night, I was live streaming at 9 o'clock showing the answers to some of these challenges. So if you're wondering how to get through these or maybe how to save some time as you're getting through these challenges, go back, take a look at my YouTube channel, take a look at the Model Monday Lives in March of 2021. We called a Model Monday Live Solve, and that was where I go through and actually show you how to build these models. 3 challenges today. You can clean sweep. You can win all 3 if you want. Tim Z previously only had 2 points, now has 3 points on the official board. Here's the materials we're using. Always the same materials, always the same unit systems. We just kind of mix and match them as we go through the presentation. Here we go. Everybody ready for this next one? This next one is called L Bracket. I always have these brackets on here, and, you know, I like to try to mix up their names so it's not always called, like, corner bracket. That's usually what they're called, corner bracket, corner bracket. So now this one's called L Bracket. 3, 2, 1, go. The challenge is now live. You're being challenged to come up with the mass of this part in XXX grams. The tolerance on this one is plus or minus 1 gram. And you should probably build this in sheet metal. You don't technically have to. You could build it with just thin feature extrusions. But you could probably build it with sheet metal. This one I think is going to be a little bit more of a challenge. So I'm going to drop in a waypoint here so I can get back to this part of the challenge. It looks like there was a lot of chat activity here that I missed. Yes, and Clark is correct. That does translate to the bracket. Or S3167 is saying the bracket if it was a male bracket. Right. Yep, very good. And let me just add in a waypoint here for myself. All right, cool. Nice job to Tim. Everybody's giving Tim a GG, a GG, and a GG. All right, cool. All right, awesome. I'm going to leave this up on the screen just for another moment, and then we're going to get back to our special guests. Now, guys, while they're looking at this, while they're taking a screen capture of this, I want you to know that last week we did something kind of fun with our guests. We had Kirby and Johnny on, and they just looked at the print and then came up with a mass. Just by looking at it.
Swag.
And we did a little challenge to see who could get closer. Oh, by the way, guys, there is a general note here. Default material thickness is 5 millimeters, and default inside bend radius is a radius of 5 millimeters. It is on the print, but usually I call that out. Sorry. So yeah. So if you guys were looking at this, what would you think? I'm gonna flip back to our cameras so everybody can see you kind of thinking through this. But let me just go back to our cameras here. So what do you think, Eric? Why don't you just for fun, just
ballparking it, looking it over, looking at the shape, taking everything into account. My official estimate is that the mass is going to be sufficient.
Okay, sufficient. I'll write that down. Cam, any thoughts on this?
I don't work in millimeters that often, or grams.
Yeah, and 1060 alloy.
Right. Well, I work with aluminum all day long.
Okay.
I'm gonna say. I'm gonna swag it. I'm just gonna say like 56 grams.
56 grams. Okay. I'm gonna say that's wrong.
Gonna be my second guess.
I'm gonna say that's wrong since we're looking for it in XXX grams, but we did lock it. We did lock it into 56. Todd, any thoughts on this?
Well, you'll have to do the conversion, but I know for a fact that it's 11 slugs per fortnight.
Okay, I like that too. Okay, 11. Got it. All right, cool. So we got sufficient. We got 56 grams, which is outside of the spec, and we got 11. We're going to see who's closest without going over. And we'll declare that person the side winner. No, I thought it was pretty interesting, and one of the ones we did last week, Kirby actually almost nailed it. Like, I think he guessed
right.
Yeah, he guessed like 460, and I think the answer was like 499. Like he just looked at it.
Wow.
He's like, yeah, no problem. I'll just do that. I'll just smack it. So guys,
Put a little Kentucky windage on it, you know.
So guys, we're doing these challenges because we had this live head-to-head CAD 3D speed running tournament, and we did this last year in December, like I mentioned before. We took the competitors based on their score on the leaderboard. We matched them up randomly, just drawing names from a hat. We're probably going to do this in 2 weeks, draw names from a hat and create a new bracket. But this is what the bracket looked like in December, and then we had the competitors actually share their screens. So my good friend Dan Wagner, who we've been talking about a lot today, he and I did commentary, and we were actually able to see the way our competitors were thinking through these challenges. We're using SolidWorks. Which toolbars are they using? How are things laid out? Which shortcuts are they using? And then most importantly, things like starting plane, starting profile, and what features were they using to create these models. It was really exciting. It was a great time, and so we decided to do it again this year. Huge congratulations and shout out to Cam, who won the final battle against 3167 and took the championship in December in an epic heads-up battle. And we're going to do this again in summer. We're going to do this on Saturday, May 1st. So we mentioned this before, Saturday, May 1st. It is coming up here in about 21 days. If you go to KentuckyDerby.com, you can see their live clock. They're so nice to set us up with that live clock. But Saturday, May 1st is coming up soon. So if you guys have a chance, be sure to come back and tune in for that tournament. I think it's going to be a great time. Make sure you set your calendar appointment. It's at 1500 GMT. And with that, speaking of exciting events that are coming up, you guys have an exciting event coming up here, SLUGME6. So we've talked a little bit about your background. Let's talk a little bit about SLUGME now. So SLUGME is the SolidWorks largest users group meeting ever. Now, you said that we're going on the 6th one here. I know you guys do them about once every year. So that means that the first time you did this, it was, 6 years ago. It was pre-COVID. Everybody was doing user group meetings in person. And in case anybody out there doesn't know what a users group meeting is, it's a group of enthusiasts who get together typically after work. The ones that I've been involved in have always been once a quarter, usually on a Wednesday night in my area, but they happen on different nights. You maybe get together at a community college with 20, 30 other SolidWorks users. There's a guest presenter. You have pizza. You basically network and talk shop with people who have a shared interest. And hopefully throughout the night, you learn a quick tip or trick to save you time. Maybe you meet some people who are in a similar industry, so you've got kind of longer-term contacts. And then what's really cool is that a lot of times these same people that you've met, over the years all go to SolidWorks World, and so you get to see them all at SolidWorks World as well, and continue to kind of catch up and foster that relationship in essence. That's what a users group is. But you guys, did something different. What was different about the SolidWorks largest users group meeting ever? How did it become? Was everyone in person and everybody got together in a giant room, or what did the first couple of meetings look like?
So the inspiration for it, if you will, was I had just gotten back from SolidWorks World and was already, missing everybody, and it had only been like a month. And I was watching a webinar of a presentation that I didn't get to go to. And the presenter had said something, and I don't know if anybody's been to World before, but if you see something really cool, a lot of times you lean over to the person next to you and go, "Did you know that? That was cool." Well, I did that at my desk at work, and there was nobody there. And I was looking at the log of who was all logged into it, and it started clicking like, well, there's, however many people on that. But if each one of those connections was a user group with like 20 members, if you just had 5 groups tune in with 20 people, that'd be 100 people at it.
It'd be a pretty big meeting.
And so I was like, well, what if we did that? Because I wanted the in-person experience, but on a bigger level, and so the first, the main rule was, it's like, okay, to participate, you had to go to a user group meeting, and then that user group meeting got the feed.
Okay. So you go to I go to one of these user groups the Wednesday night. I go to the local community college, and instead of them having a special guest, they would tune into your feed, maybe show that up on a projector.
Yeah.
Okay.
And it was multiple, because the first year we just did like an hour presentation, and that way we could try to cover time zones. It's like, well, if you start your meeting with our presentation, then you can do another presentation afterwards.
Okay.
Or you can do a presentation first and then tune in. And it was just a way to try to capture as many time zones as possible.
So how did that change over the years?
It evolved, it went from one presentation, and then there was two presentations, and then there was like staggered start, and then like last year was, nobody could go to a user group meeting, so it had to be all online.
Right. So that must have been a lot different. Was it still that same kind of idea where it was just a short presentation, or was the one last year a lot longer?
Cam and Eric did that, and so it was Eric had a presentation, and we had Ed Eaton do a presentation.
Great presenter.
Oh yeah, amazing. And the year before it was Cam and Lynn Vargatu.
Oh yeah, another great presenter.
And so
large assemblies master.
Well, that right there was the one that made me want to do SLUGME. That was the webinar that I was tuning into. And I was like, oh, I want to do this. Well, back then I, was like pushing, hey, can I put something on the user group leader section of the forums to gauge interest to see if anybody be up for this? And I'd really like to have Lynn be the presenter. And it was one of those, it should be a user group leader. It should be a user group leader. So I called on Tom Cody because he also has a really good large assembly presentation. And so, he was the very first presenter.
Okay.
And I got a lot of grief for having the idea and not presenting. So the second year I was the presenter.
And Todd's presentation is currently available for viewing on our recently created SW_SLUGME YouTube channel.
Okay.
And so you can catch that. You can catch last year's the 2020 session, and we currently have top sleuths scouring the interwebs to obtain the other footage, and we hope to be closing in on those real soon to get those up there.
So you guys have a new YouTube channel, SW_SLUGME, and that's where we could see some of these presentations from previous events. So how did the largest users group meeting ever grow over time? How many attendees did you have at the first one?
Oh man, what were the numbers? Because I think the first one, I know there was 33 groups that participated. And number of user wise, I want to say it was like in the 600 or 700 range. And then by the second year, we had 66 or 67 groups.
Wow.
And it was almost 1,400 users.
Yep. I think Cam might have those stats because he put together a slide for last year's SLUGME that had all those stats in it. And,
I'm searching.
How
and
many?
again, here's shameless plug. If you want to see that slide, again, you can go out to that new YouTube channel, check out the SLUGME 2020 video, and fast forward a couple minutes into the intro section, and you'll see all those numbers.
So how many people were there last year then? If it was, so it's all online last year. I imagine that was a pretty massive turnout.
I think we had a little over 500 people, and it also turned out to be the currently longest SLUGME presentation session ever. But again, as we're gonna see, we're trying to rectify that situation.
Well, I think that's a perfect breaking point. Perfect break point. So you guys have all been involved in the user groups over the years. You decided, Todd, you decided a number of years ago, what would happen if we got multiple user groups together to kind of share this experience. And that was the birth of the SolidWorks largest users group meeting ever, SLUGME1. You did it a couple of years in a row. It kind of evolved. You had more and more people involved over the years. Last year, everything went digital, and so it became this extremely long meeting, largest users group meeting ever, but kind of a longest users group meeting ever. And I think that's a perfect spot to break, because I do see some answers coming in. We're getting to about a quarter to the hour, which is usually where we end. And so I want to take a look and see if we got anybody who came in with the correct answer, who's going to get the next point. And then if it's all right with you guys, I'd love for one of you guys to share your screen and kind of take us through what this SLUGME6 looks like, because I see the logo. I got the logo up on the overlay right now, and it almost looks like a Mario Kart track. That's what it reminds me of, is the Mario Kart track, the first Mario circuit. So maybe there's something to that with that logo, and we can talk about that a little bit too. But let me flip back to the you guys are going to just be on the side here with me looking at the PowerPoint. And as we go back here to this PowerPoint, let's see if we can't find out who got this answer correct here. So this was our L bracket, Sir bracket, and this this one is a sheet metal challenge. I know you guys really like when I put together these sheet metal challenges, so I'm trying to give you guys some good stuff here with these sheet metal challenges. Cam, I know you love these sheet metal challenges. And I know you guys all had the opportunity to kind of guess what it might have been. And we can see it's none other than Johnny Gio, who comes in with the very first answer here. So nice job, Gio. 125 grams. Clark coming in right behind him with 139 grams. We got, let's see here, Parjitter W coming in with 139.6 grams. Tim Z, current Model Mania World Champion, 142. Parjitter revising here just slightly to 139.641. We got Sky Captain coming in here at 130. We got Parjitter coming in at 139.061. We got Rodrigo here, D4RK, coming in with 135.8. Nice job, Rodrigo. Tim Z revising to 142.36. We can see here that 3167 coming in at 128.3. Look at all these different answers. Man, we're all over the place here. I wish I had like a scatter map of like what the range is of these different answers as they're coming in. Parjitter says, GG, Clark, I think I missed fillets. Clark says, oof, I missed fillets too. All right, well, we're going to see if that makes a difference. Still within tolerance, it looks. Let's see here, 140. Tim Z revising here to 145.5. Tim Z making a lot of not having those shortcuts is really kind of putting him off his game a little bit here, I think. Then Tim Z revising to 139. 3167 revising to 139. Sky Captain 141. So we're seeing again here this kind of range and then this convergence. And I know maybe not everyone has had the chance to answer this one, and I do apologize for maybe not giving you guys a little bit more time. But, feel free to continue plugging away at this one, or like I said, take a screen capture. You can save your screen capture down. Ed coming in here, 139.6. Ed was in our first tournament last year, and he's already on the board for the tournament this year. So we hope to see him return to the tournament this year. All right, and Gio coming in here, started with the side problems. Not easy to get the flat dimensions. Yes, that is very true. I threw in a little bit of a curveball here. I've gotten prints like this from people before where they say they want this section to be flat, straight. They want this section to be straight. And when you try to do that as a sheet metal base flange tab, it's not that easy. Right, it's really not that easy to do it. There's a couple of different ways you could do it. You could draw in the fillets as construction geometry. You could maybe offset the wall thickness. Like even these dimensions here, the 25 and the 40, are not necessarily easy to do. So definitely somewhat of a unusual challenge there, but not an unheard of one. I mean, Cam, you work a lot with sheet metal. I'm sure you've gotten stuff like this from people, right? They say they don't give you the ideal drawing dimensions, right?
Absolutely. A lot of the time people will draw a sheet metal part only thinking about QA and not about actually redrawing that part into a model.
Right.
Because they already have the model.
Yeah. Yes. They say, I'll just measure it here. This should be easy, right? And it's not necessarily easy. All right, cool. Well, let's find out what the correct answer is here. Love the discussion here of different strategies of how to build this thing. Raj coming in with 127. Nicely done, Raj. All right, let's take a look here. JMG, look at JMG here. 202.6. I finished my first one. Nice job, JMG. This is not an easy model either, so very, very nicely done. All right, let's take a look here. Let's see what we got for a correct answer. We'll find out who gets the points. I see David just came in the chat there as well with 139.6. Nicely done, David. All right, guys, the correct answer is, drum roll please, 139. And with the plus-minus tolerance of 1 gram, that gives you a range of 138 to 140. So let me roll back to my waypoint here, and we'll take a look, and we'll see who got this one correct and who got it correct first. So Johnny Gio coming in with 125. Clark Schaefer. Clark is got second place in Model Mania World Conference this year. And Clark was the first person ever on my show to perform a clean sweep where he just ran the board, went through, got all 3 of the answers correct. So very nicely done, Clark. Congratulations. GG to Clark, everyone. And that is going to add Clark to the Lock Club. So Clark now has a lock on the tournament. He's going to be joining us again. He was in the tournament back in December, and he's going to be joining us again. So very nicely done, Clark. Congratulations. I'm trying to update the board here and make sure that it gets saved. Let's take a look. Let's see if it worked. Let's see if I know how to use the internet. We're going to find out all these things live on Saturday Speed Modeling. So there we go. We can see the fastest updating board in the world of Saturday morning educational esports that are CAD related has updated once again faster than any other board. Clark Schaefer is in here now with 4 points. He has locked it up. There's no more points for Clark to get. He's in the tournament. So congratulations. We got our first 3 spots here locked up. I'm excited. This is starting to turn into quite the tournament with some of the fastest users in the world, former Model Mania champions, current Model Mania champion. This is going to be the fastest of the fast, and I'm excited to see what comes of it. All right, and congratulations to everyone who got the answer at all. If you were able to come up with an answer to this challenge, you are definitely crushing it because this is not an easy challenge here. Let's move on to our final challenge of the day. 3 points available today. 3 points were up for grab. No one can win all 3 because we've already had 2 different winners, but we'll see who ends up stealing this last point. So you can see that we are going to have our material here as one of these 3 materials. We're going to have our units as one of these 2 units. And let's take a look at our final model here. Our final model is going to be called Chamber. And as soon as we flip to the next slide, this model is going to go live. The challenge will be live. So here we go, everybody. GG to Clark, and good luck to everyone in 3, 2, 1, go. Here you can see this model. This is in plain carbon steel. We're using inches. I know a lot of people out there really love inches. They say, we need more prints in inches. So that's why I try to give you guys more of these prints in inches. And again, this is one of these spots where it might not be dimensioned like an officially properly dimensioned model, but I think you guys could probably figure your way through this one. Looking for the answer in XX.XX pounds. So what do we think about this one? I'm gonna put Cam on the spot since he's a former champion. Cam, what do you think about this one in pounds? XX.XX. Give me your answer.
6 inches by 4. How many pounds? Steel?
Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go.
12 pounds.
12 pounds even. All right. We're going to hold him to that.
That's wrong.
We're going to see if he gets it.
I'm going under every time.
He's like, oh, crap, I missed the counterport.
Yeah.
Toby, is this currently sitting on the launch pad in your volcano lair right now?
It might be. Yep. It definitely might be. Patty says MMGS is just better. Yes, agree. Mm-hmm. All right, let me drop in a waypoint here. I'm going to give you guys just like 5 more seconds to grab a screen capture of that, and then we're going to flip back to our special guests who I think have some content to share with me. So
yeah,
if you guys...
If you send it over to me, Toby, I've
absolutely.
got a little...
Let me do that. That's a great idea. Let's see. I don't know how to do it. There we go. There's no make presenter. Can you can't share? Does it not let you share?
With this Zoom stuff. Oh, by golly, I guess.
All right.
Yes, I can.
I hope you can. If not, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out together.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I'm going to flip back to the screen with my special guests and with the PowerPoint here so that we can see everyone. And here we go. You guys are going to be on camera. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Welcome back. And Eric, it looks like it's trying to share your screen, and it is all black. Is that what you're going for here?
Oh, there we go.
All right, cool. All
There
right,
we
hang
go.
tight for
I
one.
was just pausing for dramatic effect.
Perfect. All right, hang tight for 1 sec. I'm going to flip over so that we can see your screen. I just want to remind everybody that we are going to have some more special guests this month. I'm hoping to get Sean O'Neill and Dan Wagner. I know that you guys know Sean O'Neill and Dan Wagner and have had a lot of good experiences with them, so I'm excited to have them on the show as well. And with that, let me just jump back over to your screen, Eric. So if you want to start that presentation back over, I will bring your screen up and share it here. So I think everybody can see your screen now, and you should be good to go.
I'm gonna hit play here, and oops, I need to back. Sorry about that. Boom, 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 boom. Yep. Ladies and gentlemen, what you've technically seen is
Someone
known as a
jokingly asked,
screw-up.
is this the longest users group meeting ever?
Yep.
Longest. And you guys said?
Challenge accepted.
Nice.
You bet.
Around the world in 24 hours. What does that mean?
Well, basically, it's just that. We're going to be starting a user group session in the Paris, France area, and then every time zone from here on out, another session. So as Todd has pointed out to folks when they ask, hey, when's the presentation going to be at? The answer is, well, 6 p.m. Yeah, but what time zone? 6 p.m.
Yours.
Yours.
Wait.
Yeah.
You're saying
Doesn't
this
matter where you are.
this is going to be a 24-hour long users group?
It's going to be more than
What?
24 hours. It'll probably end up being 25 plus if things fall together as well as they should.
How is that even possible? Are you going to stay up the whole time?
I just, I'm strictly a Coca-Cola man, so as long as you keep the caffeine coming,
Okay.
I can yak and yak. But no, seriously, we're going to be handing it off. We're assembling a huge crew of crew chiefs and drivers, which are our euphemisms for local organizers and presenters.
Okay.
And they'll have their own local pit crews. And, Cam, Todd, and myself are the three primary race marshals for the event. And,
So at least one of you guys is going to have to be awake.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't think any of the three of us are going to sleep.
Yeah, we probably won't be. Not at all.
So it's going to start at 6 p.m. Paris, France, local time.
Yep,
Right?
actually 5 p.m. We're going to have about a 1 hour pre-race show.
Okay.
Where we'll
Right. So the first
introduce
actual
some-
presentation will start at 6 p.m. Paris time.
Okay. And that'll be a SolidWorks expert of some kind, not necessarily a certified SolidWorks expert, but a SolidWorks, expert who's going to talk about tips and tricks and share like a typical users group session.
Exactly.
That's going to go for about an hour.
Yep.
And then you're going to hand it off to the next crew who's going to be one time zone over.
Yep.
Exactly.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
And
So then
we're just going to march our way around the globe that way.
which way does that go? Does that go from France towards us, or does that go from France towards like Japan?
East.
Towards
Yeah.
us.
Towards us.
Towards us. Yep.
Towards
I
us.
said
And
east, I
then
meant west.
every 4
Okay, yeah,
hours,
west. Okay.
every 4 hours, we're going to have some form of keystone presentation that's going to spotlight some type of functionality, or we're also trying to weave in the new 3D experience platform rules and apps.
Okay.
So again, they'll show off the integration, but every 4 hours there'll be a keystone presentation, probably put on by either a SolidWorks community celebrity or SolidWorks or Dassault employee that will carry along our theme of developing a competitive race car.
Now these it says 6 keystone presentations, and they all look like they're kind of related. Is this like they're going to all be building towards one final project?
Yep, the SLUGME Speedster, which we hope will be more than competitive in next year's 24 hours of Well, I don't know if we'll be able to go to Le Mans, but maybe we'll enter it in the 24 hours of lemons or something.
Okay, yeah, I like that. I like that. So you're gonna actually be wow. So this is gonna be interesting. So these keystone presentations are gonna be related, and they're essentially all gonna be working on one like focused assembly.
Exactly.
Wow. That is going to be awesome. So we're going to see what it looks like when people are handing off their work, you know, one person to the next to the next.
Oh, for sure. And again, we've lined up some major players for these sessions.
Yeah, I see you got Jason Pohl in there. I mean,
I was just gonna say, you know, Jason Pohl, formerly of American Chopper and currently a SolidWorks Industrial Design Champion. He was actually the first person that we locked in for one of these Keystone presentations, and again, he is so far beyond excited to contribute that he's put excited at least a couple laps down.
No, that is awesome. I mean, I've seen some of his work too, and the stuff that he has produced. It's always cool to see someone who is able to do, you know, like surfacing in the case of SolidWorks, but is able to do swoopy, lofty geometry, but then is actually able to take that and turn it into physical product. You know, because that's where a lot of times, you know, a lot of people out there can just make whatever they want surfacey, but he can turn it into steel. You know, or aluminum or frame or whatever it is, like he can actually manufacture, which I think is just so cool.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly. I'm looking forward to that.
So this looks like quite a project. So what do you? I think you might have flashed it a moment ago. I mean, what are you doing to kind of organize this this schedule? What does this schedule look like, and when can people actually see the schedule?
Well, again, this is a backup here, but again, I backed up the slides. And again, this is still a work in progress. But lately, you know, whenever there's been any type of, you know, time zone question at all, you know, my immediate response is, well, you're going to have to ask Cam Smith about time zones because he's become quite the master of them lately.
I had to. Yeah, Todd and I have been throwing this spreadsheet back and forth to each other, working on organizing it. And I just realized at one point when we were building this spreadsheet that daylight savings time was going to kick in, and the entire spreadsheet was going to be wrong. And I was like, oh no, I need to go into the future now. And
we're going back, Marty.
I broke the internet. I had all the different web pages up, and I was confirming every location. And I was like, I got to know exactly what time zone everyone's going to be in on the day of. And then
daylight savings has burned me in the past as well.
Yeah. So, and then I learned that it's not just us. It's not just the U.S.
Right.
Guess what? Almost all of Europe does it too, and they kick in at different times.
Yeah.
So, and that wasn't really a problem until when we were planning all this. Then suddenly the 24-hour of Le Mans race got postponed to August, and I was like, now I have to go double check every single location again. Every single country.
Hopefully they're not changing in August. I mean, that's actually kind of a saving grace, right? They should have already changed by then.
Right, but I just wanted to make sure that from June or July, whenever it was going to be, that when they pushed it to August, that I wasn't going to have any countries in the wrong time zone.
Yeah.
Two presenters lined up ready to go at the exact same time, and nobody in the next hour, something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
A little bit worried. Yeah, so logistically, this is a lot of fun, and it's a big undertaking. So yeah, what you're seeing now is a snapshot of the spreadsheet that we've been working on building, and it's probably at least 4 times this size now. There's so much more information in it now.
Yeah, I see some heavy hitters on there. I see you got Kirby in there. You got Luke helping him out. You got Cam or Luke presenting, Kirby coordinating. I see you got yourself, Cam, with Jason, Rob Maldonado. You got all kinds of you got Deepak in there. Yeah. So man, this is exciting. I cannot wait to see this and hopefully even maybe be a part of it. I mean, you know, I've already talked to you guys on the side. Anything I can do to help, you know, I'm going to be there for you. But just super excited to see what you've put together here and kind of see how this all shakes out. I think it's going to be definitely going to be, you know, so unprecedented opportunity to consume 24 hours of straight SolidWorks tips and tricks.
Yeah. So speaking of that, so a lot of the people you're not seeing on here are the ones doing the keystones at SolidWorks and at Dassault Systems. So
Okay.
we've been spreading those that idea that Eric came up with for the 6 keystone sessions. We gave that to SolidWorks and DS and said, what can you guys do with this? And they've started bringing in more and more people. They're like, it's a really big project that they want to do as good as they can and really do it justice. So there's some really big heavy hitters within the company working on that right now, and so we'll be adding some of those names to this list. Yeah, and then what you said about consuming all this, that kind of speaks to the way we're going to be sending it out to everybody. This is going to be live streamed on YouTube, on that YouTube channel that Eric talked about.
Okay.
It's also, if we can
click that like and subscribe.
There you go.
Yeah, for sure.
Also, if they can figure out how to do it, SolidWorks Live has asked if they can broadcast it simultaneously on the SolidWorks Live channel.
Wow.
So anybody who can't find us can find it on SolidWorks Live as well, hopefully.
No, that's awesome. I mean, is there I assume that between now and then you also send out some kind of registration information, getting people so they can get it on their calendar. I know the YouTube Live appointment reminder thing is abysmal. I never seem to catch any of those reminders. So hopefully we'll have something that's a little bit more in your face as far as reminders go.
Yeah, we're going to hit social media big time and send it out to as many people as we can.
Well, awesome, guys. I'm going to flip back to the PowerPoint here just because we're kind of winding down, or we actually have surpassed the top of the hour. I can't believe we've already talked for an hour. It just went by like nothing.
Goodness.
So thank you guys so much for sharing that. And stick around, and I just want you guys to kind of think about if there's any final thoughts you have on SLUGME in general and users groups in general and SLUGME6, because I want to give you one more opportunity to bring you up on the webcams and ask you guys kind of that final question, like what's your final thoughts on this? But before we get to that point, let's take a look at our final challenge of the day today, the final point, which is up for grabs. And we can see here that we're looking for this answer in XX.XX pounds. So here is the waypoint that I dropped in there. And we can see here, Dan Wagner says, I'm looking forward to returning to the show. Awesome, Dan. Can't wait to see you on here again. And we can see that Parge is coming in with 10.31 pounds. Nicely done, Parge. And Tim Z coming in with 0.2818. So I think maybe he might have been in the wrong units there. Tim Z revising to 10.3. Rodrigo 10.3. Let's see here. Typed in density. Okay. Let's see here. Here we go. Gio coming in. Nicely done. Gio 10.31. Nick coming in here with 10.3. Which, by the way, since we're looking for this in XX.XX, we would take these and just consider them 10.30 at that point. So let's see here. So we got Sky Captain 10.314. Ed coming in with 10.31. 3167 coming in with 10.314. Nicely done. Says good game to Parge. 3167, the consummate gentleman, as always. Let's see here. Falconelli, what's up, Falconelli? 10.31, nicely done. Ano coming in with 10.31, nicely done. Table 36, 10.31. David coming in here with 10.31. Gunpowder Green coming in with 10.31, nicely done, nicely done. I think we see some consensus here on this 10.31 answer. Patty coming in with 10.314. Not too much variation on this one. Maybe I made this one a little bit too easy, huh? Let's see here. Raj coming in with 10.31. And congratulations to everybody getting this. Mo G coming in with 11.04. Nicely done, Mo. Alrighty, awesome. Let's see here. Leverage. Oh, good point. Yep, I see here Ivan saying make sure you advertise it to all the other users groups. Get them all involved. I think this is going to be big for sure. All right, let's go back here and take a look at that waypoint and see who got it. It's none other than old friend of the show, Parjetter W. Still can't spell his name right on the official leaderboard, but he came in with 10.314, 10.31. Let's see if that is the correct answer. The correct answer is 10.31. So very nicely done. If you guys want to give a good game to Parge, very nicely done, Parge. And we're going to make sure that we retain our reputation as the fastest updating leaderboard in the world of educational esports on Saturday mornings with a CAD focus. So let's make sure that we have that. We don't want anybody trying to sneak in and steal that reputation from us. Let's get Parge here updated. He used to have 2 points, but not anymore. We're going to make sure that Parge is shown here with 3 points. So nicely done, Parge. And let me find there we go. Cool. And if you guys refresh that TooTallToby page, you should see that Parge is now showing with, let's see here, showing with 2 points. Let's refresh that and have him showing with 3. Still didn't correct the spelling. Sorry, Parge. I'll get there at some point. But showing up with 3 points. Congratulations. And that is pretty much going to bring us to the end. So good game to Parge. Good game to I don't know who else got it. Tim Z and Clark. I think that's who the other people were that got it today. Congratulations to all the winners today. And, of course, thank you guys so much to the chat. If you guys enjoyed having our special guests on here today, give me a 1 in the chat. Hit the like button in the chat. If you enjoyed the episode today, give me a 1 or hit the like button. And I'm going to flip back to...
Just a 1, Toby? Can't we have a 3 in the chat?
Yeah, 1 is fine. No. I don't go for it too hard. So let me switch back to our guests here, the SLUGME6 crew. Thank you guys so much for being on the show, and I'll just kind of open it up or I'll just go around the room here real quick. I'll start with Todd. I'm going to go in reverse order. So Todd, any final thoughts, any final takeaways? What do you want people to know about SLUGME6 or just in general?
It's going to be awesome. We're calling on the SolidWorks champions to help us out with this. We're getting a ton of support. We got some really great presentations lined up. It's just gonna be awesome.
I cannot wait. August 21st, right? Make sure I got the date correct. All right.
Just all you gotta do is look up 24 hours of Le Mans. Like you've got the Kentucky Derby countdown clock,
right?
Just use 24 hours of Le Mans.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, I like this racing theme this year. Maybe I'll model a horse.
Oh, and that was what we didn't get back to was the logo.
Okay. Yep. So the logo, yep.
You thought it looked like a Mario Kart track.
Yes.
It's actually a very simplified outline of the Le Mans track.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So so this here.
And then the curvy part is kind of like the crescent because we're going around the globe.
I like that. Yes. Very cool. So it is a racetrack. All right. That makes sense. Yeah. SLUGME6. That's awesome. Cool. All right. Well, Cam, how about you? What do you think? Any final thoughts, final takeaways?
Well, I threw my screen up there in case you wanted to show that. You have a Kentucky Derby countdown friend, and we have a 24-hour Le Mans countdown.
Well, that's
friend.
Nice of them to set you up with the clock. Look at them. Yeah.
So if you go to their website, you get to see that.
132 days, 132 days. That is awesome. That is so nice of them to set up that clock just for you guys.
Yeah. So we can just always go there and know how much time we've got to freak out.
The race community is really looking out for the SolidWorks users communities. I'll tell you what.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's really nice.
Yeah, really nice of them. All right. And Eric, how about you? Any final thoughts here?
Well, I was just going to mention, because I think all three of us forgot to say it before, but again, owing to emphasize the international aspect of this year's SLUGME event, every presentation will be in the local time zone language. So again, we're not only going global, we're going multilingual.
Wow. Okay.
In addition to our statistics on number of attendees and everything, we'll be adding a new category, number of language spoken.
Wow. All right. Yeah, that was something we didn't talk about. So in each time zone, depending on what country they're in, depending on what the national language is, that's what they're going to be speaking in. That's what they're going to be presenting. We're going to see SolidWorks skinned in different languages.
Yep.
So this is going to be interesting. I'm excited, man. Every time I learn a new detail about this, I get more excited. So August 21st. Man, I can't wait. This is going to be cool.
You might remember what was the hashtag going around, SolidWorks is everywhere. Well, this year's SLUGME6 is literally proving that.
Is literally everywhere. All right, guys. Well, I'm going to flip back to my full screen. I want to thank you all so much for being such wonderful guests. And, of course, I want to thank the amazing chat out there for joining us today. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode today. We will be back next Saturday with what looks like will be our final 3 opportunities to get points to get on the board. If you're already on the board, if you're already kind of high up on the board, do me a favor. Send me a message on the TooTallToby channel, TooTallToby.com. Click on contact and send me a message so I got your email. We can stay in touch, and we can make sure that we are in sync for this tournament coming up. But with that, I want to wish everyone a wonderful weekend. I want to thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you to our guests. Thank you to our amazing chat. Super excited for August 21st. And of course, May 1st, TooTallToby Summer 2021 Tournament. I hope to see everybody there. And of course, I hope to see everybody next week. Bye-bye, everybody. Have a great weekend.